Hello, everybody. Welcome along to our Sunday night watch along here in the World Cup. It's a big one. It is Spain champions in 2010 versus the Masters. Well, other than Brazil, the Masters of the World Cup, the Germans. But the Germans are in all sorts of trouble after losing that first game against the Japanese. Let's have a look. We'll see what's gone on today. We'll have a good look at that table in Group E. And we'll see what the state of play could be for the Germans if this does not go well for them tonight. Do say hello in the chat. Give us the thumbs up straight away. And please, as ever, get your pre-game. I can see plenty of them in already. Get your pre-game predictions in. How do you see this one going? So, today, let me just ping this up here. In Germany's group, they've got a little bit lucky, to be honest, the Germans, with Costa Rica beating Japan. If that had gone the other way, they would have been on the verge of possibly going out tonight, the Germans. But again, we'll look at that table. The Belgians really stunk it out. Belgium 0, Morocco 2, Croatia 4, Canada 1. Let's just have a quick check-in. We'll have a look at Group F first and just see how that's landed. And then we will solely focus on Group E. So Group F, Croatia and Morocco both on 4 points. Canada are going home. They cannot catch either of the top two. As you can see, the last game there, look at that. Croatia versus Belgium, where potentially, if Morocco can get anything, we might lose a big European gun there, either Belgium or the 2018 finalists, Croatia. Let's quickly just scroll this one down. And yes, it was a big lifeline, that Costa Rica win over Japan. So look at this now. If the Germans were to win this today, 3-3, 3-3, all the way down going into the last game. Which you can see is Japan versus Spain, Costa Rica versus Germany. Let's play out the scenarios, though. If Spain were to win, they would go to 6 points. Their last game is against the Japanese. The Germans would still be able to qualify if they lost, because they would only be 3 points behind Costa Rica and Japan. However, there is a scenario where the Spanish, I'm sure, would take great delight in playing their entire reserve team and not beating Japan in the last game, which would then knock the Germans out. That could be an absolutely fascinating sort of outlook if the Spanish do win. How will they take on that last game, knowing that if they won, they could possibly save the Germans? Anyway, we are pontificating. Now, get your predictions in, guys. I'll get to them very, very soon. Let's have a look at the team lineups. Sorry, I went a bit long on the setup there, but I feel it's important, especially with two such huge nations. Spain, like I said, join the winner's circle. I think only 8 teams have won the World Cup, or 8 countries have won the World Cup. Spain only joined that circle in 2010. The last team, in fact, to be a new winner. The previous one would have been France in 98. So only 2 new winners, really. And then you're really going back into the annals, I think all the way back to England in 66 then. So we don't get new winners very often. Right. Spain in goal, Unai Simon. The right back is Dani Carvajal of Real Madrid. Rodri of Manchester City, who we're used to seeing playing in midfield, is going to be at centre-half with his teammate Aymeric Laporte. Jordi Alba seems to have been around forever for the Spanish, doesn't he? 33 at left back. So Sergio Busquets, who literally bathes in medals after his incredible career. He is 34, brilliant player. And he's flanked by 2 really good youngsters. Pedri, who we put in our team of the tournament pre-tournament, and Gavi. They're 20 and 18. Incredible couple of youngsters there. And they are important players, believe you me. Olmo of Leipzig is the central striker with Ferran Torres, formerly of Man City, now of Barcelona. He's going to play to his left. Marco Asensio of Real Madrid, a fellow Real Madrid teammate there, Carvajal down that right-hand side. The bench is quickly Morata, Fati, Williams, Sarabia, Sola, Guillamon, Koke, Llorente, Pino, Balde, Azpilicueta, Garcia, Torres, Raya, and Sanchez. The Germans, who really need to get something out of this game, don't they? Neuer, I think we can safely call him the great Manuel Neuer in goal. What a player. He is now 36, another of the greats who may be at their last World Cup here. Right back is Kehrer of West Ham United. Schüller of Dortmund and Rudiger of Real Madrid are the centre-backs. Raum of Leipzig is the left-back. Kimmich, what a player for Bayern, number 6 in the central midfield of Bayern. Gundogan, another Man City player to his right, and Goretzka, another Bayern player to his left. Gnabry of Bayern, Müller of Bayern, I think we can safely call him the great Thomas Müller, and Musiala of Bayern. Plenty of Bayern Munich players in this team. Havertz of Chelsea dropped. On the bench, Hoffman, Havertz, Adeyemi, Sane, Füllkrug, Mukoko, Brandt, Götze, Kotchap, Bella Kotcha, who is at Southampton, isn't he? Gunter, Klosterman, Kinter, Schlotterbeck, Trapp, Ter Stegen. That is your 2 teams. Let's dive into these comments then. This should be brilliant, I hope. Spain versus Germany. We'll sit the 0-0 up. The players are just shaking hands as they go through. Mr. Radio Floyd, what an absolute hero. And for the first time in forever, I do have an adult beverage to toast. Thank you very, very much, Mr. Radio Floyd. Very kind. My friend is at the game. Tremendous. Gavi wearing number 9 is an absolute disgrace. Well, yeah, we do get some interesting squad numbers here, don't we? Spain to win tonight, but Germany to scrape through by beating Costa Rica. Yes, you can see them doing it, can't you, the Germans? 2-0 Spain. Evening, Mike, hoping for an exciting game. Surely we're going to get one with these two, aren't we? Spain 2-1. Helen, welcome. Mr. E, welcome. David, bye-bye, Germany. You might have to wait till, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday for that. But, hey, they're in trouble if they lose this one tonight. Spain 2, Germany 1. Score prediction, Charlie. Oh, crikey. I'll go for the unhelpful draw. Let's go for a 1-1 from me. Love the Burnley video. Thank you. Yeah, go and give that a share if you're in the Burnley communities there, Chris. We got back in with a championship video tonight on Burnley and the transformation under Vincent Company. Hope you enjoy it. 2-0 Spain, says Wally. 3-2 Spain. Christopher. Viva España. Spain can rest their players in the last game. Yeah, that's the dream outlook for the Spanish, isn't it? If they were to beat the Germans, they could just play out a lovely little draw with the Japanese, and the Germans would be going home, even if they beat the Costa Ricans. Germany can just get something tonight. Then you would think in that last game they would rise to the occasion, beat the Costa Ricans, and go. The difference between it being 4 points and 3 points doesn't seem that consequential, does it? Being it's such head-to-head stuff. But John Boy, 2-2. Any more in the predictions? 1-0. Creekmine. 3-0, Mr. Radio Floyd. A big boy drink. For once, we're going to call this the Goblet of Fire. Look at that glass as well. Cheers, everyone. Been looking forward to this one since they made the draw. This is the one where you looked at the group games and you're like, right, that is 2 big boy nations going up against each other. And the Germans really, the Brazilians are out on their own. But in terms of the greatest ever World Cup teams, the Germans are a close second to the Brazilians, aren't they? Wolves FI, that is so kind. Thank you. €10 on the super chat. I'm drinking to you, sir. Not the first time Mr. Radio Floyd or Wolves FI have got involved. So thank you so much. We have kicked off. We're on BBC, BBC One HD tonight. and we'll get you a timestamp imminently. Usual spiel that remember the chat will stay in normal time. Even if you pause me, we'll give you the time syncs. Should be fairly well lined up if you're watching on a dish or a cable. Just if you're on Wi-Fi, you might be a little bit behind. The only two teams who've won the World Cup to face each other in the group. Well, that says everything, Annie, doesn't it? Two great nations. And the Germans, I put a tweet out today about the populations of the countries that have won the World Cup. The Germans, you have an argument, bearing in mind the sheer number of people in Brazil, that Germany may even be the greatest World Cup nation. Mightn't they? Let me just brighten that up a little bit. Does that look all right, guys? How's that? There we go, with my flashy remote control. I've missed a chance for a time sync. Right, let's get into this. Some real greats on this pitch as well in terms of their careers. I'm thinking Neuer, I'm thinking Muller, I'm thinking Busquets. Three greats of this generation as well. Spain 3, Germany 1, says David. Larry, welcome, sir. 3-0 to the Spanish. Stop sitting on the fence. The German manager was done 4 years ago. Woof. Hansi Flick. Welcome, Craig. Nice to hear from you, matey. Into left back, Raum there around the corner into central midfield. Nice press from the Spanish. Gavi. Oh, I think that's going to be a handball. Is it Asensio? Yeah, 3.5 million Uruguay. Someone was pedantically pointing out that Uruguay do actually wear 4 stars for those 2 Olympic gold medals in 1920. What many years? 24 and 28? Yeah, before the World Cup started in 1930. But yeah, Uruguay, by far the smallest population to have ever won the World Cup. 1-0 for, what does that say? I think 1-0 for Germany, 0 for Spain. No idea what that means. There we go. Throw in to the Germans. A little flick on that, headed away strongly by Rodri. Mike, you absolute hero. Who I know I can cheers Mike because he'll probably have something very similar colour in his hand right now. Thank you so much, Mike. Mike and I were supposed to be in corporate for Reading versus Preston, so we'll try and get something organised and we'll stick some pictures on Twitter. Don't worry. Little too eager there in the tackle in central midfield. Goretzka. It's all a bit fraught to begin with. The youngster Gavi, who scored in the opening game. 18 years old and playing in the World Cup. You love to see it. Alba down the left-hand side. Torres trying to get by his man. Goretzka wins it. It looks like a blooming playground game, this one. All the players are within about 5 meters of each other, and the ball is not being circulated in a particularly flowing manner, let's just say. Given away again by Raum in the corner. Now, can the Spanish pounce on this? Nice feat by Pedri. Ooh, slid across the box there to Asensio. Couldn't quite control it. Gnabry just calms the pace down. Frantic pace, for goodness sakes. Manuel Neuer hoofs that one down the ground, looking for the great, well, should we say the great Manuel Neuer to the great Thomas Müller. Ball's back with the Spaniards. Rodri to Carvajal. Bit of a risky pass back. Nice feet, though, by Simon. Little one inside to Pedri. Spain just starting to build up some passing momentum here. Pedri pings that beautifully out to the right-hand side. Carvajal. They've kept hold of this now for about 60 seconds, haven't they? And Rodri, who's quite used to sitting in central midfield and racking up 100 passes per game for Man City, not really running anywhere. Nice work if you can get it, playing in deep line playmaker for Man City. Back it goes to Rodri. Spain just on top, not created anything, but you know they can wear you down with these long spells of possession. They're just going to want to keep the Germans chasing around, aren't they? Rodri, Laporte. Back to Rodri. Little feed down the line. It's good from Spain. Pedri. Oh, Pedri, lovely feed. Gavi in the 10. Gavi. Asensio. They've worked it one more. The shot's driven in. Oh, they've hit the bar. Wow. I think Manuel Neuer got a hand on that. It was Olmo who hit the shot in the end. Let's have a look at that. Very, very close to the opening goal. Does Neuer get anything on that? Seemed like he was going to. Yes, he does. I think he's hit it so hard. Neuer just flapping up a right hand and he pings it onto the bar. Got a bit lucky there, Neuer. Spain working the corner across the box. And they've won a throw. Lovely slide tackle there by Gavi to stop the clearance. Thought that was in. Looked like it, didn't it? What a keeper. I agree, what a keeper. I'm not sure he quite had his bearings there, Mr. Radio Floyd. Hopefully Spain won't be satisfied with a draw. No, they're going to want to turn the screw, twist the knife on the Germans here, aren't they? Japanese keeper. Japanese keeper would have gone with both hands on the evidence of today and not reached it, yeah? Carvajal, Spain the better side here. Torres trying to play it around the corner. Nicked off him. Manuel Neuer just looking a little bit sheepish after that. Does get a deflection of someone's thigh on the way through. Yeah, I don't know why. He's going with his upper hand there. Poor technique for such a great keeper. Yeah, absolutely would have been Neuer's fault if that had have gone in off the bar. Looked like it was in the right zone to just palm away. Out it goes to left back, Alba. Olmo inside. It's switched all the way out to Ferran Torres. Torres tries to beat his man, Raum. This lad, Gavi, the number 9, it's like a bloody Duracell bunny, isn't he? Feels like he's been sprinting the entire match. I assume he's pacing himself and he knows more about his cardiovascular capacity than I do. You just hope being such a young player, he's not too hyped up in this one. That one is thrown out early by Neuer. Kehrer, back to Neuer. Out it goes to Raum. Rudiger. Nice ball by Rudiger. Musiala. Now they've got a good break on Germany. Goretzka. Gnabry's in if he slips him. Great ball by Goretzka. Gnabry. Good save by Simon. Oh, that was the best chance of the game, wasn't it? Just needed a little dink in there. And that was 1-0. Really good counter by the Germans. Lovely little touch by Gundogan in the build-up there. Look at that. Beautiful. pretty much the right pass, I think. Oh, he would have been offside, actually, to be fair. Looking at that side on. Just needed the little dink finish. Think it would have been chalked off, so maybe he would have needed to hold on to it there, Nabry, and try and extend the phase out and confuse VAR, but there we go. Neuer was absolute king in the 2014 World Cup. Yeah, what a player. Gavi's meant to have a 1 billion release as part of the contract. Just the billion, Wenlock. Do you think Japan could cause an upset to Spain and still go through? I think if Spain win this game, go and stick your mortgage on Spain v Japan being a draw. I'm not making any assertions, but if Spain win this, that game will definitely end up in a draw. I did flag go up in the end, so I didn't see it. Stephen, good day for Ipswich. Do you know what? I don't even know the final score for Ipswich. Let's have a look. 4-0. The mighty Tractor Boys into the FA Cup third round. Manchester United, Arsenal or Tottenham away, please. Here is Olmo. Good game this, though. 11:45 on the clock. Get your thoughts in. I'd say Spain are the better side, but you can just see the Germans. You know they can take you out at any point, don't you? Here comes Spain, though. Asensio. Edge of the box there. Down goes Olmo. No decision given. Clipped up towards Musiala. Germany just so different in the way they want to pass the ball. Germany just want to break the lines, make those chances, whereas Spain very keen to move the ball around, move the opponents around. Creek Mine. Stop spamming the chat, fella. You just put your comment in once so we can all see it. Here is Carvajal. Passing from Germany seems very frantic. Does a bit, doesn't it? Yeah. As I was saying, complete opposite to Spain. One team's almost patient to a fault, the other impatient. Goretzka, Rudiger, Raum travels forward. Musiala, he has it nicked off him by Busquets. First time I mentioned Busquets, I think, isn't it? Spain just caught over. This game will not stay this pace. It just can't. Would I like Ipswich v Norwich? Yes. Yeah, let's go for it. Face the old enemy. Gavi draws another foul. Goretzka just goes through the back of him. %64% possession to Spain. FIFA tell us. Oh, draws tomorrow night, is it? Bring it on. Laporte. Aren't you tired of the Derby Day job? It never really thrashes, to be honest. Seems to be draws or single goal defeats. I know there was a 3-0 in there. Is my response to that. Restart for Germany. Here's Raum. Musiala. Rudiger. Sule. Spain win it back. But it's immediately through and back to Manuel Neuer, who pings that one out to Raum at left back. Canada lost and I almost got crushed by a snowplow. Happy to be hanging out. Happy to be anything if you nearly got crushed by a snowplow. Stay safe. Fake news simping, I reckon. Am I doing Portugal Uruguay tomorrow? I don't know. I need to speak to the boss, who's literally just Snapchatted me right now. This may be my instructions for the week. We need to figure out. You don't want to know what that said. It involved Enid's toileting, put it that way. We're going to figure out the week in a bit, and I'll get the watch-alongs all planned up. In one. Oh, big switch of play. Looking to get Raum away. He cannot control that. Not good. Sule drilled it across the pitch. Just ran away there. Believe me, Anna, if it was on the carpet, we would have all heard about it. I think the nappy has done its job. Bye-bye, Creek Mine. Enjoy your games. Thank you for joining us. I love it when Annie gets going. He's very disrespectful, Mike, isn't he? Besmirching my good name. Questioning my honor. Very recalcitrant. He's a recidivist. All of that good stuff. Do you think Morocco could be an underdog? To get how far, Ben? I'm not sure. Although some big nations are going to get knocked out. Maybe one of them will be one of these two, but we will see. No real group of death scenario in this tournament. Maybe this is it. False allegations. I'll defend. Maybe Spain happy with a draw today. And they got Japan in the last game. Germany out in the group stage. It says AFC Bournemouth, Germany. We will take that as a credible view. I don't even know what the last two meant. I think recidivist is where you're a repeat offender. I think recalcitrant is just very obstinate and awkward. But someone will now Google it and tell me that it's not quite what it means. I just know it's a good word to throw at someone. Ferran Torres has it nicked off him. Musiala can't get through the crowd there. And it is back with Simon in goal. Heart equals Spain by 3. Head equals Germany by 1. So we're ruling out those two, Charles. We can all play that game. We'll have every scoreline ruled out nice and quickly. I see you're getting a taste for the... Yeah, the problem is, Stefan, I've had a taste for the red stuff for too many years, I think. Although I've been a very good boy the last couple of months. Cut right back. Maybe it coincided with my beard going grey. Morocco could get to second place from Group E if they top their group. Would that be one of these two? There you go. Difficult game. This shows the game's died down a little bit. Yeah, as a contest, it's not particularly flowing, is it? I'm kind of enjoying what both teams are attempting to do. Just a little bit, both tripping over each other at the moment, aren't they? If that makes any kind of sense. Out it goes to Carvajal. Little one inside. Asensio. Busquets. Here we go. Pedri up to the edge of the box. Pedri, nice feet inside. Gavi, back to Pedri. Gavi, can they get it out to the right? Ferran Torres was waiting there the whole time. Argentina, Poland, Saudi Arabia, Mexico. Yeah, I suppose, especially after that Saudi win over the Argentinians. Normally, we get a really good group of death, don't we? With two big European nations, like an African. Ooh, that didn't go far wide, did it? You just need one team to overperform, and that really stitches a group up, doesn't it? How much did that miss by? No, Neuer's got that one covered, hasn't he? Jordi Alba on his right foot. Neuer just... I said he didn't have his bearings earlier. He very much had his bearings, so he knew exactly where the post was and just let that one round. Raum. Out it goes wide from Kimmich, who we've barely mentioned. Brilliant player. Into the front to Muller, another brilliant player. And then given away by Gundogan. Oh, Pedri, it's just quality, isn't it? He just glides by about three players there. Sticks it one up the line to Torres. Tackles were flying in on Pedri. And the foul has been given against Ferran Torres. Canada win condolences prize. You mean consolation prize there? But of course, today they were a million miles behind Croatia after the first 30 minutes. Yes. And they are out. Positive spin. In 19 World Cup appearances prior to 2022, Germany have only exited the World Cup at the first round on 2 occasions. Woof. Yeah, and the last tournament was one of them. Ooh, Simon got a bit of a hospital ball there. Kimmich is a bit like Ollie Norwood. Tell me you're a championship fan without telling me you're a championship fan, Annie. There you go with that comparison. Negative spin. Germany could fail to exit the group. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 2 tournaments in a row. Speaking of the championship, video on Burnley up, which we made earlier this afternoon about their transformation and promotion credentials. Do give that a look, chaps. Give it a like. That would be great. Neuer looks shaky. Well, he did from that first... who hit that shot that hit the bar? Olmo, wasn't it? Gnabry, I think. Did he dribble that one out? Referee appears to be saying so. Referee Michele of the Netherlands, by the look of it. With his fancy slick back hair. You love to see it. Good old teachery, authoritarian haircut, that one, isn't it? Military grade. Argentina has been missed World Cup 70. And top of that, only missed to qualify from the group in 2002. Last 60 years. There you go. Some high caliber teams here. Muller slides that one in looking for Gundogan. I think the flag possibly would have gone up if they scored from that. We'll see. They're still going. Shot deflected just wide off the post from Gnabry. The Spanish defenders seemed to be spending the whole time looking across at the linesman. It does look like Muller was offside when he first received the ball. So the problem is that Simon gave it straight back to Gnabry. So I think that goal would have stood there because essentially the phase ended. They even gave possession back. I don't think that one would have been chalked off, even though Muller did very much look offside. Pulis didn't play Gnabry during his season on loan. Gotta love good old Tony Pulis, hey? Today would have been the day Luis Enrique said, oh, that's terrible, isn't it? How sad. There is Carlos Puyol, who has lovely curly hair, doesn't it? I have a funny feeling the Germans will crap house a 1-0 win. They are the masters. This phase stuff is bonkers. It just depends, Mike, on the specific. I would have been okay with that because they very clearly had control of the ball and gave it back. So it's almost as if you're saying, well, look, he was offside, but you then had possession, which you then gave away. The game we start over. Some of them are a little bit like, really? That's a new phase? Or that's not a new phase? Very open to interpretation, subjectivity, and therefore disagreement and debate, isn't it? But there's Neuer with a giveaway. Whoever said he was looking shaky, maybe they were right. Fed in by Olmo. Ferran Torres shot blocked. Whoa. Both keepers there with some very iffy clearances. It's a terrible ball by Neuer, who was like the poster boy for being able to sweep a keeper and play with his feet. Germans are playing rough. How many yellow cards have we shown today? Get on that, Helen. You get a good price because none have come out so far, so it might stack up. I do agree. Tempers look a bit fierce, don't they? And you're only one frustrating thing happening to a full-on meltdown. You definitely get a good price for 6, I tell you. Please gamble responsibly if you do. Rudiger played back into trouble. He's going to be fine here. Just turns inside. I say he's going to be fine. He's messing around with Ferran Torres there. Home it goes to Simon. Gnabry closes him down. Not surprised after the last clearance. That looks like a foul by Raum, who he's going to get a talking to here. He's going to be told, that's your last one of them, mate, and you're getting booked. Just clip the ankle of Carvajal. Who do I fancy in the World Cup, American in Leeds? It was Argentina was my prediction, which doesn't look a very good one now. If I were to redo my predictions, I'd probably go for France now. And they're blooming bound to beat England in the quarterfinals, aren't they? So I've got to stick with Argentina, but if I was allowed to change, I'd go for Mbappe and France, who I've watched both of their games very much. Very big fan of that team. Of course, England are going to win it, and I'm just playing possum here. Rodri. Heavy touch there by Pedri. Rare one. Gundogan round the corner. Here comes a nice break for the Germans. Gnabry. He's overcooked that one, hasn't he? Oh, this is Messi. Come on. Right, now Spain. The counter of the counter. And it's just hoofed away. How many people watching have seen England? I assume that's supposed to say win the World Cup. I have never seen England win the World Cup. I would love to see England win the World Cup. Will it happen in my lifetime? I wonder. Another foul in the centre circle. The referee's doing fairly well to keep a lid on this because this could really blow up this game to the point that I think Helen was making in the chat there. One nasty tackle here and all hell's going to break loose. Crossed in from the right, looking for Muller. Good header by Rodri. Musiala. Rudiger. Fancies a shot here, does he? What a hopeless shot by Rudiger. You can tell that was going in the stand before he even hit it, couldn't you? Didn't fancy it. Argentina is alive after yesterday's win. Well, I think Mr. Messi bailed them out a little bit yesterday, didn't they? Slow start. Italy as well. 82. Yeah, Argentina got to the final in 90 after a slow start. Oh, look at these. Yeah, very good. Italy. Did Italy lose one of their group games in 94? Just remember Roberto Baggio getting progressively better during the tournament. Muller trying to run off the back there. Pedri. Nice little Cruyff turn there by Laporte. And here is Busquets. Rudiger. What the hell was that? A very bad shot is what it was. Of course, they lost to Ireland, didn't they? Yeah, Stephen, welcome. That was Carlos Puyol in the crowd. I often get lame comparisons to him. There's two balls on the pitch here. Still going to be a German throw down the right. Yes, I remember that, Italy. Jack Charlton's Ireland beating Italy. Ray Houghton scored, didn't he? Accident waiting to happen with the Spanish keeper's footwork. He has looked a bit iffy, hasn't he, a couple of times? They're pressing the hell out of him now as well. When I don't know if they've been doing it from the word go, or that's in response to that one that he passed straight back out to Serge Gnabry. But yeah, that is definitely a thing, Vindaloo. I agree. 31-30 on the clock, 0-0. I'm not going to say good game. I'm going to say interesting game. It's not playing out in the way I expected it to. It's a lot more championship playoff semi-final than Spain v Germany in the World Cup, if you understand where I'm coming from. Simon didn't look great in the Euros either. Luis Enrique's boy, obviously. Welcome, Owen. Nice to see you, fella. Carvajal knocks that one inside. Busquets. Rodri. Homeward to Simon. Laporte. Alba. Laporte. As you can probably tell by the names I'm saying, Spain are just passing it around their back four. Owen is enjoying it. This game's been good. There's a little pick for you. Surely he's going to be offside here, Olmo. Sticks it across. Torres puts it over the bar. He holds his head. Surely. I didn't see if the flag went up. Surely he was offside, though. Olmo initially. Let's have a look. Tighter than I thought it was, but I think he's off, isn't he? Which will save the blushes of Ferran Torres there. Really bad finish there, isn't it? Didn't we have one of those in the game we did yesterday? It might even have been Mbappe as well. He's offside. Should definitely score offside. Oof. Ooh. Restart for the Germans then. In it goes. Sean, what a legend. Thank you so much. We'll drink to you, fella. €10 on the super chat. Thank you very, very much, Sean. Been a while. We've been renovating the garage, but we are back on the watch-alongs now. And I'm really enjoying it. Thank you so much for your super chats tonight. Been brilliant stuff. Very, very kind. Thank you, Sean. And we had one from Mike, didn't we? One from Mr. Radio Floyd, one from Wolves FI. Thank you so much, guys. Really do appreciate it. Obviously, YouTube's a bit slow with no championship at the moment. Laporte had a little kick there, didn't he? Keeping my cup of tea away from the cats. Going to go down some nose crying over spilt milk, cat, milk, link. Couldn't put it all together, to be honest. Olmo into the box. Corner. One off Silla. Spain having a bit of joy down that left channel with Olmo. I was going to say who scored in the first game, but half their team scored and had 6 different scorers, didn't they? Against Costa Rica. Nice aerial view of that zonal marking set up from the Germans. In comes the corner. Oh, it's gone to the back post. Torres. There's a really good block there by, I think it was Musiala, wasn't it? I think 2 Spanish players initially there got in each other's way for the first contact. touch. That's really good block, actually. It wasn't just point blank stuff. He properly stretched out his leg to block there. Rudiger is suggesting his teammates weren't necessarily thinking then. Corner taken short, work back out. In comes the cross. There's a big header clear. And Germany press Spain back into knocking the ball all the way home. I saw George Best playing a wall strip on the wing and Elton John played. Oh, very nice. Was Elton John a good player? A Watford legend. The yellow card has finally come out. He's delayed long enough. It's the West Ham player. Kera. So let's open up the ticker down here and we'll start sticking stuff and nonsense in there. Kera goes in the book. We're expecting more, to be honest, aren't we? Playing right back today. I believe he played centre back in the first game. I think I caught Gary Lineker saying as I was setting everything up in here. Schalke, PSG is previous clubs. Only 26. Raum. That one is booted forward to Gnabry, who must be offside. We didn't see when the ball was kicked, but he seemed to be about 5 meters ahead of everybody else there. Based on final fixtures, a draw is okay for both teams here. Only variable is Spain's desire to knock Germany out early. Yeah, I was trying to make that point, Mike, that the difference between Germany ending the group with 3 or 4 points is minimal, isn't it? In that regard. So I know what you're saying. Yes, we are getting the championship back. Strangely, there's one game on December the 3rd, and then we're back on December the 10th. So essentially, the championship is back this week, I believe. I'm right in saying that, with Sunderland and Millwall, and then we've got a full load of fixtures. Another foul there. Jordi Alba took Gnabry out. Potentially some championship news this week. Ari McBeal. Yeah, I don't know where he's going to... What's happening? It seems a weird one that a manager can be linked, having done so little in the way of work, essentially, be linked with so many jobs. Incredibly highly rated, obviously, but bit of a distraction for QPR at the moment. Right, free kick Germany. Kimmich bends that one in. Rudiger! The flag has stayed down and Germany have taken the lead. I think we'll wait for the VAR on this one. He was just in the middle of the penalty box, all on his own. And as far as we know, Rudiger has given the Germans the lead. I'm just assuming that he's offside because he's just on his own completely there. It's a nice enough delivery from Kimmich. They've got to be having a look on VAR, haven't they? It says check goal. Let's have a look. No, he's offside, isn't he? This is going to be scrubbed off. Yeah. My first instinct was, how can he be onside there? Seemed impossible. Just didn't quite time the run correctly, did he? He's off. I think that point still stands, Anir. Just totally lost him, didn't they? I think the ball's gone flat there. Nice enough header into the net, wasn't it? but didn't quite time his run correctly there, Tony Rudiger. Right, have we got a new ball? I think that one was flat, wasn't it? Away we go again. Yeah, I only went half excitement there because I knew that was going to get disallowed. Oh, that's a hospital ball, though. Gnabry tries to help it on to Thomas Muller. Got away with that one there, Spain. And now they're on the counter, but it's like 3 against 4. Oh, they've played it quite well, actually. Asensio. Huge overlap now by Jordi Alba. Alba puts the cross and it's out for a corner. Nice counter-attack by the Spaniards. Looks a bit like Ben Affleck, doesn't he? Jordi Alba. Batman. Oh, let's not get into the Batman chat again. We did that all the other night, didn't we? Clear offside. Yeah, it looked it, didn't it? Corner taken short. Back out to Asensio. Rudiger heads away. Musiala, heavy touch. That's going to be a throw-in to the Spanish. Spain 0, Germany 0. Germany did have the ball in the net there, but knocked off for offside. Rudiger. Carvajal takes the throw on. That looked like a foul by Raum. Looked like he pulled his man down there, but referee had a good eye on that. Muller. Back into the corner. Robert Patterson. Couldn't say his name there. Need to find me a player who looks like Robert Patterson now. Dave Wagstaff testimonial. Elton played at the Civic Hall. I wanted him to play for Wolves. Did he just wear a Wolves shirt? Is that what you were saying? Among his lesser flamboyant costumes in those days. Pedri surrounded by 3. And they have got it clear. And here come the Germans down the left with Raum, who's going nowhere fast. Christian Ziege, Andreas Bremer, insert good German left back. He ain't, I'm afraid. Long clearance forward. Musiala's done really well there. I think that's a foul by Busquets. He might get yellow for that, actually. I thought he would. Busquets is not arguing. Lee, why does it appear no teams be able to put 2 performances together? Very good question, actually. I agree with the premise as well. Must be a mid-season thing. Pochettino was saying beforehand that having just a week to prep it all up is the issue, and I suppose he would know more than most of us about it, wouldn't he? Raum's getting away with murder here, and he is, isn't he? Played a concert. There's a. I would recommend. There's a good clip of Neil Warnock with Jack Mate on that podcast, talking about meeting Elton John for an impromptu gig after playing against Watford at one point. In comes the free kick. I think Rudiger's onside this time. Smashes that across the book. Great hit by Rudiger there. Simon was not expecting that. I think he was expecting a little float into the box. Rudiger absolutely smashed it. He was wise to it, though, Simon, and they get it away. Said before this game was wine worthy. Now it's wine dependent. It's a bit fraught, isn't it? Surprisingly for these two. Asensio gets down the left-hand side. We are into first half stoppage time. Here's Olmo. Olmo knocks that one back. Pedri just lets it run through his legs, and it's switched over to the other side to Carvajal. Yes, we do need to put, thank you, we need to put Busquets on the ticker. Get him on there. Issue is I can't spell Busquets, can I? That's never happening. Busquets. Is that right? Busquets. Yeah, I think I got it right. I don't speak a word of Spanish. Literally a word. Oh, brilliant. Aerial shot there. We've got the Hawkeye. It's not even a tight one, that one, isn't it? Chopped the line right down. Half of Rudiger's body was offside there. Couple of Spanish ladies there. Enjoying the Germans' misfortune. Now, if only there was a word for basking in someone's misfortune, and the irony that would be Schadenfreude, which is a German word. In comes the free kick from Spain. Oh, nice header back into the mixer. Flicked on by Gavi. Oh, is it going to go loose? Yes, it is. Gavi's got it again. Oof. There has been some really not on point phases in this game, hasn't there? Look what a mess this is. Look. One header up. Three players go for the same ball. Cleared against the next one. Another deflection. Out it goes. That's happened a few times in the game as well. I don't know why it's quite so... what's the word? I can't think of the right word. It's a bit hapless at times, isn't it? In comes the corner from Spain. Nice header by Schürrle. And back it goes. Everyone can say, dos cerveza, por favor. There we go. I speak Spanish, everybody. How about that? Right. Half time. Yeah, slapstick. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a bit loose, isn't it? Loose. We'll go with loose. Guys, half time. Get your thoughts in on the first half. Get your second half predictions in. And get your questions in. Normal halftime Q&A setup. We'll talk about anything you want. Let's just have a look at the numbers on this one. Well, I think our eye test is pretty much bang on. 68% possession to the Spaniards, as you would imagine. Only 0.16 plays 0.12 on the XG. Well, that doesn't tell us. I don't know if can I get an unforced error stat. Let me just have a look in here and see what they've got. Can we get a given away possession stat? No, I don't appear to have any there. 88% and 80 on the pass completion. I don't know. I guess the whole unforced errors thing is where I'm going. Just not as tidy as we would expect from two such nations. Get your questions in, your topics for half time. Let me know what Jurgen Klinsmann's saying as well if you're watching on BBC. Although I know a lot of you turn off the commentary and just listen to us, which is very, very flattering and absolutely tremendous. So if it ends 0-0, there's the live league table. Let's go to the live league table, and you will see Germany on the bottom with 1 point, Spain on the top with 4. Remember, the remaining games are Spain versus Japan and Costa Rica versus Germany. So if it does end in a draw, you've got this 1-3-3-4 scenario. So play that out a little bit and then imagine the Germans beat the Costa Ricans. Then you could have a situation where the Spanish and the Japanese, again, you're very much in, depending how many the Germans beat the Costa Ricans by, you could still have a situation where the draw sends both teams through if Germany's goal difference. Germany's goal difference would have to go at least even, wouldn't it? If they draw today and they were winning, it would have to go to neutral, wouldn't it? So, yeah, that could get very terse, couldn't it? But that's the size of it. Should we go to some half-time Q&A? Get your comments in. and we will have a little powwow over whatever the hell you want to talk about. We had a lovely debate in our Patreon WhatsApp group the other day, similar to this, Mr. E. Do you think Belgium would have achieved more in recent years with a better manager? I mean, I think the answer has to be yes. It's one of those unfalsifiable debates, isn't it? It's like we can't prove that it would have been better, but because it hasn't been, did not get to a semi-final, Belgium. They got to the other semi-final, didn't they? Must have lost to the French, right? In 2018. French went on to win it, and Croatia got through the other side against us, didn't they? But I think you're looking at that whole golden generation type situation in terms of the Belgians. So, yeah, it feels a little bit like Sven and England, doesn't it? England 2002, 2004, where you've got young Rooney, you've still got Michael Owen, not the power he was in 98, but still really good. You've then got Scholes, Lampard and Gerrard, which should be easy to figure out. You've got David Beckham, still got Tony Adams and Sol Campbell. Ashley Cole starting to come through as well. So, yeah, I know the question was about Belgium, but it's impossible. And I suppose the equivalent then, Belgium, you had obviously Hazard and Courtois, De Bruyne, Lukaku, I don't know, Witsel, De Gea, tons Company himself, tons of really, really good players. So, yeah, I do think they would have done better. Not listening, can't be asked with pundits. I don't mind Klinsmann, and Pochettino is always a good listen, but yeah, listen to us. What is Tractor Boys ranking their biggest legends, all managers and players? Factual rankings, not just names. I don't know what that means, Wolves FI. Biggest legends at Ipswich. Well, the greatest player is Kevin Beattie, and the greatest manager is probably Bobby Robson, but they did have Alf Ramsey, who did win the title in the early 60s. Yeah, Tielemans. Mark Wilmots was he was a great player as well, Mark Wilmots, wasn't he? Who does this chaos favour? Probably Germany, doesn't it? Spain would want it to be all controlled and lovely, and they're just going to knock the ball about, pass you to death, score a load of goals, bish, bash, bosh. So, yeah, I think the chaos favours Germany, but ideally, both sides want control rather than chaos in this one. Keep comments coming. Keep the questions coming. Don't listen. Mainly advertisements here, to be fair. Stay with us then, Helen. Which African team do you think will get the furthest? Let me just bring my... Oh, so Senegal. Are they even going to get past Ecuador, though, Senegal? African nations. Cameroon aren't what they were, are they? Neither are Ghana. It's not a vintage look for the African nations, is it? Forgive my geography. What does Morocco class as? Senegal out of that, I guess. Yeah, but we're in one-legged man in backside kicking competition here. Lost 1-0 to France. Remember it well. Yeah, I was working in a venue in Camden then. If Morocco, we can class a North African team as African, then I'll go for Morocco then. It's better to share live stream. What does that mean? No idea. Lewis, welcome. In the draw for round 3, really starting to see the fitness coming into Derby. We're much better in the second half now. Yeah, that needed. working on for Derby, didn't it? For sure, agree with that. What's the XG? It was low as hell, wasn't it? It was like 0.12 against 0.16, if I'm not misremembering. Let me bring it up here. Oh, God, I didn't misremember it. Unbelievable. 0.12, 0.16. Yeah, so combined 0.38. Oof. France will be the best African team. Yes. Lots of links through there, isn't it? David, do you think that this manager can put together an England team that will attack rather than play be careful, whatever you do, don't lose? Yes, I think he can. I think it's all about balance, and they're not quite getting the balance right. On my Where Are England Going Wrong video the other day, I said if it's a sliding scale pragmatism, I had it at 80-20. They were just too far over on the pragmatic side. Obviously, David's not asking England to go full Ian Holloway under Blackpool, gung-ho, mental Kevin Keegan, Man City type football. But I think it could have a tweak. And Gary Neville was right, wasn't he? I made the point in the stream, actually. Play the ball into central midfield. Ask for the ball in central midfield. Play through there. Be brave. Break the lines. Play around the corner. You know, that's what you want to. That's what you want to see. So, yeah, I think it's a tweak away, and a tweak in mentality away. But I do, and I said this on the video as well, I do acknowledge that tournament football and international football suits being more pragmatic than it does process-driven and attacking. You don't have another game on next week and then next week and then next week to come back from your defeat. Thoughts on Southgate? I think we're going to look back in 10 years. So hard to say, isn't it, whether that will be the case. I think we need to be fair to Southgate, that when he came in 2018, no one was saying this is a great generation. No one cared really, did they? I remember the 2018 World Cup was like, just don't embarrass yourself, get through the groups, and if you get knocked out by someone better than you, fine, whatever. So yes, of course, it is fair to argue that in that time, the likes of Foden and Reece James, who else would have come through? This is what you got to think. In that 2018 semi-final, I'm pretty sure Dele Alli started. Did Jesse Lingard not start as well? There's some starters in there that would surprise you. Henderson started, didn't he, as well? And in terms of strikers, might even have been Rashford there, mightn't it? So, yeah, we can't go from one World Cup saying no one cares, just don't embarrass yourselves, to the next one, oh, this is a great generation, should win a trophy, blah, blah. But I realise there's grey areas between that, of course. Did the German supporters get to the game early and put it? Absolutely, they did. I think Vardy came on. Did someone look that up? Vardy came on as a sub in that game, did he? I can't quite remember. Would you make changes for the Wales match, Foden, Grealish? Oh, I need to have a really good think about that, which I will do when we do a preview in that game. I don't want to get swept up with the England saviour syndrome thing that we always seem to do, where everyone just focuses on one player that's not in the team and assumes that's going to solve everything. Yes, Foden's great, but I'm fairly bullish about the fact that if Foden had started, swap Foden for Saka. If Foden had started coming in off the right on his left foot, fine, whichever way round in that game, and England would have had the same mindset, it would have been the same. Do you know what I mean? It's not all of a sudden that sticking Foden in changes everything. I think it's a mindset thing, and it does almost feel like this whole thing is set up to play against France, Brazil, and Argentina with a back three, absorb and counter, and win 1-0 from a set play. And that doesn't work against the USA, does it? So, yeah, it almost feels like you've got to just kind of thrash your way through the group and just, just get there. And like the plan is to then play, play this stoic, difficult to beat football against France, Brazil, or Argentina, or, whoever who's good. So, but no, in terms of changes, I don't think he'll change the shape, not against the Welsh. So, I mean, I'd like to see a midfield three. So I don't mind if it's Mount. I know a lot of people obsess about Mount, and he's like, Maguire headed a few balls away in the last game now. So everyone was change Mount and everything will be fine, or put Foden in and everything will be fine. That's the silver bullet, isn't it? I wouldn't mind seeing Mount actually further back in the midfield three. I don't know how fit Phillips is. I'd like to see a three of Bellingham, Phillips, and Rice. Would he take Sterling out? He loves Sterling, doesn't he? So I'm not sure. And I think Saka's brilliant, but he wasn't very good in the. Look, no one was very good in the last game. Bad performance pretty much across the board, wasn't it? And people are praising Maguire for heading some corners away, which is fair enough. So, yeah, it's almost like he's either got to make 5 changes or there's not any point making any. Do you know what I'm saying? I need to give it some thought, but I just want to avoid the whole England fan scapegoat obsession and saviour obsession. I don't think that's the conversation we need to be having. But it's good to have a squad where Foden's not in the starting 11, and again, we don't know how fit Maddison is, do we? So there we go. Maddison would solve everything, zero bias at all, and some people would argue that. Maddison's never going to start, is he? He's going to come on for the last 10 minutes when we're losing in the knockouts, I think is what's going to happen there. Not saying that's the right thing to do, but it's my prediction. Don't feel so daft after my USA claim now. They should actually have won it. Had they, a decent striker. Interesting. Do you think England will be thinking of a result not to play France? I think we established after the Euros that... we've kicked off, by the way, and Musiala's already up in the box. That stuff just doesn't work, does it? Trying to avoid people. You're going to come up against them eventually if you're going into the Final Four. So, and if England get there, I'm sure we'll all be happy. Right, second half then. Spain 0, Germany 0. Just bang through these teams for you lot. A bit messy the first half, wasn't it? Both teams trying to do their thing, but then kind of reducing each other to each other's level of ineptitude at times, wasn't it? Frantic. I'm just going to stick with this because Simon, who's not been convincing with his feet, was in the 6-yard box being pressed by 2 Germans there. Right, there are your teams. Simon in goal for Spain. Carvajal, Rodri, Laporte, Alba, Gavi, Busquets, Pedri, Torres, Asensio, and Olmo. And the ball is back with Simon again. For the Germans, Neuer, Kehrer, Süle, Rudiger, Raum, Kimmich, Goretzka, Gnabry, Gundogan, Musiala, and Thomas Muller. If we can get some second half predictions. Oh, in comes the cross. Gathered by Neuer. That would be lovely. Everyone overrates our squad. No, they don't, Sam. That's just not true. By all means, respond to something somebody has said, but or respond to something I've said. But everybody overrates our squad. I think we've got a fair idea of exactly how good our squad is, most of us. I'm speaking for myself, but I agree with you that it's not as good as the Golden Generation squad. It doesn't hurt to get a bit of momentum. True. Type of game where Muller nicks one. Yeah, and he's barely had a kick, hasn't he, as well, Muller? He'll spank one in, won't he? If Wales have 1 point, does that mean England and Iran go through without USA and Wales? Yeah, Wales. I think Wales are done already, aren't they? Is that right? or they need to beat England 4-0 or something of that nature. I know it would never happen, but I'd drop Kane. No. Never going to drop Kane. I think he's pretty good through most of the Euros, wasn't he? It started off slowly, but no, I think he's our only hope up front as well, to be honest. Right. Let's get the eyes on this one then. Eyes on the prize. Big diag there. Couldn't quite keep it in. Kera. Nice slide into midfield there. Pedri, lovely ball. Asensio tries to knock that one on. Rudiger is too quick for Olmo. Still Germany going down 3-0, old boy. 18 players gasping to hold an adequate Spanish side. Won't be too obnoxious. You've never been obnoxious in your life, Greg. Absolutely not. I'm not seeing a 3-0 though. But I'll be very happy if we do get one. Only if we don't get another stoppage. I'm not sure he does look a threat. He scored in the semi, didn't he? He scored against Germany in the round of 16. Who did we play in the quarterfinals? Ukraine, wasn't it? Simon holding on to it. Headed away. And swiped clear. I think they're going to foul against Busquets, who's on a yellow, needs to be a bit careful. Free kick then to the Germans. Over to the left. Kimmich. I mean, they had the ball in the net from the last one of these. See if Rudiger can time his run properly this time. Defending the line on the edge of the box again. In it comes left-footed this time. It's a dreadful free kick. Out it goes. If Iran for the US game as a winner, it's not a draw. Well, the 4-0. Yeah. Not happening, is it? In all the games since then, he scored 1 pen. Kane 1 pen. Lee 1 pen for Derby County fans in the 70s. There you go. They're all offside. What are they doing? Good thing the free kick was booted straight into touch then as well, wasn't it? Oh, Simon. It's almost like he's trying to wind me up, the Spanish keeper now, and play the most risky pass he possibly can out from the back. He's going to give him a chance at some point if this carries on, isn't he? Argentina 0, San Marino 1. Insightful. Now that I do agree with. Check out the options. Yeah. Simon, OMG. He's fun, isn't he? Keeps you on your toes. I'd have a heart attack if he was our keeper. God, can you imagine that? Can you imagine Twitter if the England keeper did that? God. Do you remember the days of David Seaman? Just every goal kick was just booted way down the pitch. You love it. Hello, Matthew. Welcome. Maths exam tomorrow. Good luck. Everyone wish Annie good luck for his maths exam tomorrow. I tell you what, this will make you feel better about it, Annie. Imagine me doing the maths exam. What do you reckon I'd get? I reckon I'd get under 10% in your maths exam. Bearing in mind I know none of the topics and would just be applying common sense, and not very much of that either. Back it goes. Laporte. Simon's having fun and games in his only 6-yard box again. To be fair to him, it was a good ball. And they've switched it as well out to the left now. Olmo is going 1v1 with Kera. Good defending by the West Ham fella. What's Etienne Kamara from Huddersfield like? Leicester. Yeah, good. Barely played. He's like 18 years old or something, but looks a bit of a natural. Yes. I hated maths. Good luck. Wolves FI is blowing my brain out with all the permutations. This is my life the day before the championship ends, isn't it? Substitute. Ferran Torres is coming out. Who's coming in then? Don't think the camera's gone over to the side. Alvaro Morata, who will no doubt play down the middle, won't he? Morata in. And Torres out. If you're getting 10%, I'm getting about 3. That makes me, here's some maths for you, that makes me 3 times better at maths than you then. The world's in trouble if that's our next generation. They're worse at maths than me. Timestamp. Yes, Mike. 54 minutes in 3, 2, 1. Sync. That was probably too quick. Ask for another one. If you need one. Going to any of the League Cup games before Christmas. Is that an offer, Ant? Who are you playing? See if I can get dispensation. I'm doing ITV on Boxing Day and New Year's Day, I think. All is quiet on New Year's Day. It won't be quiet though, will it? There'll be loads of games. Neuer with a completely unnecessary chip out to the touchline. Oh, is that Lothar Matthäus? Oof. What a player is all I'll say there. Lothar Matthäus, pride of place in my all-time World Cup 11 in central midfield. With, who else did I have? Xavi of Spain, actually. I can't remember my entire team. Oh, is it MK Dons? Ah. Now that changes the complexion because that's very close to where I live. I love a trip down to MK Dons. So my all-time World Cup 11 was Dino Zoff in goal of Italy. I'm never going to be able to remember this. My front three was Maradona, Ronaldo, R9, and Pele. Oh, now Simon has given it away. It's been coming. Can they work it? Yes, they can. Kimmich, and he makes the save. How many warnings does he need, Simon? We knew the chance would come at some point. Oh, dear. Gundogan fed it in. It's a decent save, actually, but they've been waiting for that, the Germans, haven't they? Odds on Simon's next goal kick going long? Simon, my word. Simon is actually bonkers. Is it possible for... I don't know. England and Wales to go through. Someone check the table. In comes the corner from the Germans. Swung in. Cleared away. I've remembered my 2 centre-backs. It was Bobby Moore and Franz Beckenbauer. Oh, that's going to be a yellow card. Rugby tackle down the side there. Yellow comes out for Goretzka. Right, I've remembered my entire team. So this is my all-time World Cup 11. It was Dino's... and that was the stipulation, 1 per tournament. Okay, so it was Dino Zoff from 1982 in goal. Right back was Carlos Alberto from 1970. Centre back was Bobby Moore from 66 and Beckenbauer from 74. Left back was Roberto Carlos, 2002. Central midfield, I know who my other guy was. So central midfield was Mateus 1990, Xavi 2010, and Zidane, but not 98, because then I wouldn't be able to fit Ronaldo 98 in. So Zidane 2006. So he didn't actually win the tournament there. Then Maradona 86, and Ronaldo 98, and Pele 58. Shot driven in low by Olmo. You have a go at that game. One per tournament is all you're allowed. Simon must be on Russ Martin's radar. Absolutely. There is no way England and Wales can both qualify. Yeah, I thought as much. That's some team, to be fair. Thank you, Gary. Closer always is a good shout for these teams. Closer is the all-time top goal scorer. The only thing I felt about Closer is, as an individual, not much to shout about, but obviously played in some brilliant German teams. And punished. Did he score 4 against Saudi Arabia? Is that it? But yeah, Closer. I didn't have Johan Cruyff in my team either. Daniela Passarella from Argentina. Didn't get him in. Bobby Moore over Billy Wright. Was Billy Wright not fullback? Pass. Evening, Ben. Glad Derby won today. Did Derby win today? Let me scroll down. Oh, that's going to be a yellow card on Kimmich, isn't it? Ouchie. Newport 1, Derby 2. Well, there you go. My left back was Roberto Carlos, 2002 edition. Woof. Mateus, they could use him as a sweeper, but in the main, he played in midfield in that tournament. The Mexican keeper, George Campos. I tell you who I was tempted to put in was Jose Chilavert. Look him up, of Paraguay, 1998. But 1998, you've got to have Ronaldo of that era. Incredible. There's a couple that weren't in winning teams, Mr. Ray. Zidane 2006 didn't win, and Ronaldo 98 didn't win. I think those were the only two that weren't winners. Another free kick comes in. Oh, good fun though, wasn't it? McGoldrick winner, 87th minute. Nice. Hard to leave Johan Cruyff. Yeah, I had Xavi 2010 in. Yeah. Here come the Spanish. It's gone all the way over to Olmo. He cuts in from the left-hand side into the box. He's crowded out by a combination of two. Yeah, Mbappe may well be closing in. The problem is now you're at the point, though. It's like, how do you leave Pele out? Oh, in comes the cross low to the near post, and the Spanish have taken the lead. Morata, the substitute, is just past the hour mark, and the Germans are in a world of trouble here. Morata gives Spain the lead. Spain 1, Germany 0. Woof. This has just got very, very interesting. Olmo in from the left-hand side. Morata, the sub, across the near post. Germany, not clever at all. Morata celebrates with the Spain fans there behind the goal. It was Busquets out to Olmo. No offside there. Jordi Alba, excuse me, it wasn't Olmo who put it in. It's a good finish, that. Really good finish across the near post there. Flicks it in with the outside of his right foot. Yeah, Neuer doesn't have much hope with that one, does he? Good goal. Just flashes in on the near post. And I think we should probably go straight to the live league table because this has got very interesting now. And we've got this situation where potentially you could have a lovely little friendly 1-1 draw or something between the Spanish and the Japanese in the final round of games that would send the Germans home in the group phase for the second tournament running, and Morata trying to run off the back of Rudiger again. Wow, wow, wow. Let's just bung the scorer in there. The Germans coming down the left-hand side. We might have to see this through first. Kimmich crosses in. Muller arriving, headed clear. It's edge of the box. Goretzka drives it in. Olmo draws a foul cleverly from Gnabry. Woof. Spain 1, Germany 0. Let's go to some comments. Alvaro, get in. Morata, woof, woof, bark, bark. What a goal, get in, lad. Great finish. Cracking. It was nice, wasn't it? And he needed to lift it, and that was the key, wasn't it? That didn't give Neuer much chance. I'd switched off then like the Germans' defence. The Germans are going home. They're not going home today, but it might not be long. And I predict a Spanish reserve team in the last game. Put it that way. Auf Wiedersehen die Mannschaft. Viva España. Goodness me. Should we bring that live league table up? We're going to wait a sec because Olmo's now coming in down the left-hand side. Olmo sticks it in. There's a dummy. Oh, what a terrible finish. Oh, dearie me. Asensio, it opened right up. And if the Germans aren't careful here, they're going to go 2 down in this spell because Spain are all over them at the moment. Oof. So there is that table. And let's do the maths one more time for you. So Germany would go into the last round of games on 0 points, knowing that they would have to beat Costa Rica to tie them up on 3 points. They would obviously be ahead of them in goal difference unless Spain go on and score 7 here tonight. Then they would be hoping that Spain were to beat Japan, in which case Germany could pass Japan also on goal difference. Although I hate to say it, if it was me and I was in charge of Spain, I would not be taking that game very seriously, put it that way. Woof. Essentially, yeah, poor finish here on a plate. Had more. He could have had a touch, couldn't he? Olmo is classy. He's playing well, isn't he? So much space. Yep. And the Germans, though, they need a goal now, don't they? Although we've had this conversation a couple of times, I'm going to row back from that comment. It doesn't make that much difference, does it? Because, and the reason I say that, the only result that works for Germany now in the last game, they have to win. So even if they draw today, it's either 3 points or 4 points. And then still look at the goal difference and whatnot. A Japan draw, then you're looking for maybe like a 2-goal swing or something like that. So everything kind of stays the same, whether Germany equalise here or not, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? It doesn't make the biggest amount of difference. They still would have to beat Costa Rica, and they still need a favour from Spain, really, don't they? So play 11 fans in that. Yeah, I'll play for Spain in that game, I think. Woof. Chadwick, legend. See you soon. Spain could take it easy against Japan. I think that's probably what we're all thinking, isn't it? I can't believe Germany thought all the teams would be on 3 points by the end of the day. Could still happen. This is the Germans we're dealing with, remember. Excuse me. They have a habit of winning in the end, don't they? But Matthew's right. For the time being, they need to keep it at 1-0. And also, if they're going to lose, losing 1-0 is helpful just in terms of that goal difference potentially with Japan. Because at the moment, so I'm going to put it up one more time. Japan have got a neutral goal difference. Germany have got -2. So they're going to the last game. It already needs a 2-goal swing. Although that has to happen, doesn't it? Because if Spain were to lose by 1, Spain were to win by 1, and Germany were to win by 1, that's the goal difference sorted, isn't it? What's the goals scored? 2, 3 conceded. Yeah, so there you go. That 3 conceded could be an issue, couldn't it? My housemate just asked why you kept saying woof. It's a thing. Right, 1, 2, 3, triple substitution coming up for Die Mannschaft. Murata reminds me of Alan Smith. What a player he was. I met Alan Smith in Edinburgh at the festival. Are the big team playing this bad because they don't care about this particular World Cup? I wouldn't have thought so. If they cared that much, they wouldn't have shown up in the first place, would they? Murata trying to chase through. Neuer is going to get there, and he gets it clear. And it's going to be thrown to the Germans. I think we're going to get the triple sub here. And you can't say he's not going for it. Hansi Flick. Gundogan is coming out. I think we're going to get Sane. I think we're going to get Klosterman. Oh, there you go. Füllkrug, Klosterman, and Sane are in for the Germans. Let's see if I can remember and spell all of those right. Füllkrug, Klosterman, and Sane in. And they need a goal. Olmo clears that one away. Spain, remember, still with 5 potential subs up their sleeve. Oh, no, beg your pardon. Did they just put a couple in as well? When did Koke and Williams come on? That I did not even see happening. Must have been in the chat. Another 2 subs to play with. Forgive me. Please forgive me. I can't stop loving you. Who sang that song then? Don't deny it. It's pain I'm going through. Here comes Sane down the right-hand side, trying to team up with the other sub, Klosterman, already. That's nicely fed in. Here's Musiala. Sane. Goretzka kind of lets it run. Raum. Gnabry. They are going for... Look at Germany. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about 9 players in that attack. Ridiculous. Maybe a bit of an overcommitment. Here comes Williams. Oh, lovely little scoop by Williams, looking for... was it Busquets making the run in there? Just to confirm, it was Gundogan, Muller, and Kehrer that went out for that triple sub. Sorry, it's Koke running in the other sub there. So Koke and Williams came in. Forgive me, I missed that. Gavi and Torres went out. Don't deny me this pain I'm going through. So Koke and Williams in. All good. Oh, nice feet by Musiala. It's got away down the right-hand side. Puts a cross in low. Oh, sleepy Rodri in the middle there. It looked for a second. He was very stood still there as Füllkrug tried to get around him. Yeah, he's got to take a step forward there, Rodri, and close down that space, hasn't he? Here is Simon. Klopp or Tuchel. He might get bored, but here. Maybe when they reach a certain age. Sane. Oh, Sane slipped it through. Musiala's clear. And, he's missed it. I was just about to say, and here is the equaliser. He's got to bury that, hasn't he? Oof. He's miles onside, isn't he? Fullback, he's got to bury that, hasn't he? Musiala. It's not a good shot, actually. He pretty much just tries to hit it as hard as he can at the centre of the goal. Anything with a bit more finesse into either of the corners is headed over by Fulkrug. Lots of whistling in the stadium. Thoughts on Musiala? I'm down on him at the moment after that miss. There you go, Greg. It was indeed Brian Adams who sang "Please Forgive Me." I sat behind Brian Adams' tour manager at the Oval. Okay. He was a nice, affluent, overweight chap. Prefer your voice to Mr. A. I can do Mr. A. Please forgive me. Oh, God, no, I can't. Kill myself. Olmo plays it back over halfway. Is it me or are the Spanish forwards very slow? I don't know. They don't really have that player who can sprint in behind, but they never even did when they won the World Cup. And Fabregas up front at some points, didn't they? Simon, my son. No, Havertz was dropped, wasn't he? Muller played up top from the beginning. Should have scored. Bet Spain make it 2 in the next 10. Well, judging by the amount the Germans are throwing forward now, we should get a goal in one end or other. Nice slip through there. Here's Morata. All on his own in the box. Morata knocks it back. Williams. And now the offside flag has gone up. That must be for a strange one. Why didn't he flag as soon as Morata touched the ball then? How bizarre. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, nice. Musiala's second game is a bit like Bellingham's. Did we get all excited with the first one? I've been in Brian Adams' house. Oh, very nice. It's big. Olmo is pretty sharp. Yeah, I guess he's not a striker. Or did they say attackers? I can't remember what got said. Germany's options off the bench are poor. You know what the Germans are like, though, when they have a bad couple of World Cups? They reset everything. I would recommend the book, Das Reboot, the book even, Das Reboot by Raphael Honigstein, which talks about how they reset everything and ended up with that team that absolutely demolished us in 2010 with a young Neuer and Müller and Ozil and Podolski and Schweinsteiger and Hummels and really good team, weren't they? Ended up winning the World Cup the next tournament in 2014, didn't they? Kimmich. Goretzka. Rudiger. On halfway. Germany going a bit kamikaze attacking now, which is very entertaining, I have to say. Half clipped away. Down the left wing comes Raum. Is that going to be a German throw or a Spanish throw? Or has Gnabry kept it in? How has he kept that in? Crosses in looking for Fulkrug. But it's a throw-in. Vaguely related. My best man teaches at the expensive school which Mr. Adams' child goes to. Your best man? I was at your wedding, Greg. Well, I wasn't at your wedding. I was at the party afterwards. I'm trying to remember your best man. Was it the poet guy? Whose name I can't remember. How disrespectful of me. Home it goes. Clusterman. Back to Neuer, but it's back with the Spanish in midfield. Koke. Rodri, horrible ball by him. Here comes Musiala powering forward. He's giving it away. Straight back to Rodri now. Rodri to Pedri. Pedri's a little rascal, isn't he? I'm probably saying it just because he's Spanish, but he does have the touch of the Iniestas about him when he rolls in tight spaces like that. There you go. Happy days. You have to come and see me, Greg, or I'll come and see you. Pierre-Emile Højbjerg's uncle taught me science. Unbelievable scenes. Right, we're in the box with the Germans. Oh, last-ditch tackle there. It was Rodri on Sane. Nearly managed to sort of bundle his way through. More by luck than judgment there. Now we have a free kick right on the edge of the box. I think the yellow card's going to stay in the pocket there. Raumi's getting very overexcited. Sane, to be fair, is... Ooh, that's an interesting one. I don't know if... Is the VAR going to look at that handball? Busquets' arm was, I don't know, in a natural position. Will there be a return of I have just witnessed? I'm not sure there will, Joe. We tend to do the match vlogs now rather than the I've just witnessed in the car, so you get a little bit of the feeling of the ground. But if you're asking, will there be more vlogs? Yeah, once we get back in after the World Cup. Ben, say please forgive me in Spanish. There you go, I did it. Rishi Sunak went to the same school as my history teacher. Incredible. Thoughts on Croatia? I didn't watch it earlier. I was doing daddy duties. Right, here comes the free kick to the Germans. Double wall up, and it hits the red wall, as you can imagine. Kimmich with the right foot. This is very important here. I'll leave it to the chat. I'm steak and ale rather than chicken and mushroom, I have to say. But someone help Matt choose his pie out of the fridge. Corner to the Germans. Kimmich swings it in, headed out by Morata on the near post. Sane with a very foolhardy knockdown. And here we go with a 4-on-4. Why has he played that early? Oh, horrible decision making there by the Spanish. Oof. Steak and ale, chicken and mushroom. Miss the old car reviews. I don't know. I like doing them from the ground now. It's fun. Come on, you Germany from South Africa. Nice to speak to you, Barnabas, if I'm not butchering your name. Will I be coming to Pride Park? If it's not on a Saturday, there's a possibility, Lewis. If it is on a Saturday, I'll probably be doing ITV again. So we will see. Jordi Alba, Ben Affleck, Batman, is now popping off. Will Argentina or Portugal win the cup? I wouldn't have thought so. No. Although I went for Argentina. Steak and wedges. Nice. 82 on the clock. Germany in a world of trouble here. They can still qualify, though, remember, if they can beat Costa Rica and Spain beat Japan in the final game. Oh, but they're in here. Huge chance. And there is the equaliser. It's Füllkrug, the substitute. And everything changes now. Germany grabbed themselves an absolutely vital goal. It's the equaliser with 8 to go. And that completely changes the complexion of this group. Spain won. Germany won. You have to say it's a good substitute. And they've been completely throwing so many people forward since then. Sané's been dangerous, hasn't he? Musiala tries to kind of, I don't know what you call that sort of turn there. He gets something on it and then it just runs through for Füllkrug. It's a good finish. Blasts it into the roof of the net there. And it is 1-1. Nice slow-mo of the finish there. He leathers that one in, doesn't he? And I think that's really good news for the Germans, that goal. Let's go to the live league table, which hasn't actually updated yet. Come on, Foot Mob. Still hasn't updated. We'll go to it when it's updated. A slap on the head from Füllkrug. An 83rd minute equaliser from the Werder Bremen forward. We're about to get another German sub. Hoffmann of Mönchengladbach is going to come on. Serge Gnabry's coming off. Hoffmann is going to join us for the last 6 minutes of normal time. Gnabry finds his way off. Right, here is your live league table. So, good news for the Germans, because they now know that if they were to win by 2 and Japan were to draw with Spain, that they would qualify. So that opens up that possibility now. Obviously, the ideal scenario for the Germans is they get another goal in this one. Although you'd suspect they'll go back to trying to calm this game down a little bit rather than bombing people forward like they had been doing. Thump. Yes, finish. Blimey. Rocket. Woof. That was clean. It was lovely, wasn't it? Interesting. Germany didn't run the ball back to halfway. Another comfortable draw. I suspect it's not even a draw. It's the Spanish not winning, isn't it? That just sucks the Spanish back into the picture, and it means they can't just have a nice little day off against Japan on the last day. Surely not 20 minutes. Surely we're done with all that nonsense, are we? Four-way coming together there. No foul given. Spanish weakened by their change. You can see Germany nicking this. Weird watching a German match. Picking his nose off. Oh, he was a legend, that Jürgen Low, as well, wasn't he? But yeah, he did. I don't even want to say what he used to. Yeah. It's to snip his fingers afterwards. Oh, no. What are you doing? Right, we're going to get a fifth and final sub from Die Mannschaft. Schlotterbeck is coming on for Raum, and that's definitely one I'm not going to be able to spell. There you go. A-S-H-L-O-T-T-E-R Beck. I think I got it on the ticker. Woof. Rudiger, 87 on the clock. Spain won. Germany won. Been a good game for a draw. It's not a draw yet. Luis Enrique going for the Bielsa. Crouch down. in his technical area. Volleyed up to halfway by the Spaniards, who haven't really been on the ball since that missed chance from Asensio, wasn't it? I can't remember who put it over the bar. I think it was him. And that was at 1-0 up as well, wasn't it? Rudiger, Kimmich, Sula, given away. Spain probably want to get their foot on the ball now. That 90 seconds of normal time remaining. Did I miss another Spanish sub? I'm sorry. Balde came on, number 14 of Barcelona. I seem incapable of seeing Spanish subs today. I've missed about 5 of them, I think. Don't blame me. Oh, Morata into the box now. Tries to sort his feet out. It's a really good tackle there. He celebrates the tackle. You love to see that. Schlotterbeck. Might have been his first touch as well. Think it would have been tight. Looked offside on first look, but I could be wrong about that one. Lovely tackle that by Schlotterbeck. Love to see someone celebrate a tackle. Quick poll on how many. Yeah, go on. How many added on? I'll go for 6. What we got here? 10, 8. A little feed through. Olmo into the box. Kimmich gets in front. Nine. Please, not that many. I'm just going to go like this and shrug. 6 minutes, stoppage time put up. I'm taking the win. What are you talking about, dumbass? It says Spain v Germany World Cup watch along. False advertisement. Deary me. We are into 6 minutes stoppage time, as called by me. Busquets. And it goes to Balde. Olmo. You don't win anything, Andy, because I called it first. I feel you just stole my answer, even though it's the right answer. Oh, little feed through the middle. False advertisement. It's the angriest I've seen you. Just annoys me. You always get someone saying, show the game, show the game. Literally, the thumbnail is a picture of my face. And the title says it's a watch along. You can take a horse to water, can't you? But you can't make someone who's not very smart. Here's Olmo. Dives back in there. Foul. I reckon Spain screamer inbound. I reckon they'll both take a point now, won't they? Big switch of play out to Musiala. Takes about 8 touches to get it under control, but does. Sane. Here is Schüller. Floats that one over the top. Ooh. Headed back home by Carvajal. And he concedes an unnecessary corner. You always wonder when it's such an unnecessary corner, you think, oh, they're going to score from that now, aren't they? Let's see. Have the Germans got anything up their sleeves? Yeah, we obey all the rules here, Carbos. There will be no illegal activity on my YouTube channel. We'll do man of the match in a minute. Actually, get your shouts in for man of the match. Let's see what becomes of this corner. Pedri, I quite enjoyed, although he's not. I just enjoy watching him. I don't know whether he was man of the match. Clipped into the back stick. Rodri, little flick. To be fair, those two centre halves, Rodri and Rudiger, have been all right, haven't they? Busquets is having a good old screaming match. That's a hilarious block by Goretzka there, who just looks straight ahead as he blocks Busquets. It's the most German thing I've ever seen, that. I'm now going to foul you and not even look at you. Cleared out by Balde. Germany do look the more likely if someone's going to steal this one in the last minutes of stoppage time. But here comes Williams. That's brilliant from Goretzka. How good was that? A couple of stunner tackles here by the Germans. Oh, are they going to be in here? Sane 1v1 goes round the keeper, cuts it back. Oh God. They could win this, the Germans here, couldn't they? Oh, man. It was that brilliant tackle by Goretzka. Looks onside, doesn't it? Sane goes through. You think, hit it now. And he tries to go round the keeper. Simon does well, but he's completely exposed to the early shot. Sane has been really good, actually, in terms of his impact and changing the game as a sub. Oof. Another corner then to the Germans. Who gets first contact on this one? In it comes. Simon gets first contact on this one. And that is 9 seconds early. There we go. That's a novelty for this World Cup. Full time. Oof. The Germans were close, weren't they? 9 minutes from time, I think. When did the equaliser? 7 minutes from time, the equaliser goes in. I do think that goal makes a difference in the big picture now, because Spain could have had a lovely day off, nice little friendly draw with Japan, and sent the Germans home. But now the Spanish really have to go and win their last game, don't they, against Japan? If that happens, and if Germany then beat Costa Rica, they will sneak through and qualify. Here's how the group looks. So Spain and Japan. Let me do my maths real quick. So Spain draw the last game, they are through. If Costa Rica beat Germany, obviously they would go through as well. In fact, if Costa Rica draw against Germany, but then no, Costa Rica could draw against Germany, and if Japan draw, that 7-1 defeat will knock Costa Rica out because of the goal difference. So, yeah, very, very nicely poised last game. It could be predictable. We could just get the Spain win and the Germany win. in which case we'll have Spain qualify on 7 points and Germany on 4. But there you go. Right, thank you, everybody. Good game. Cheers, Mike. Thank you for the super chat. Helen, Annie, legend, Fulham. 58, Mr. Radio Floyd. Math with Ben. Yeah, I'm not really good at it either. So, Andy, legend, come on, Costa Rica. Costa Rica aren't beating the Germans, are they? I don't believe it. Spain blew it for me. Great watch along. Cheers, everyone. Germany looked like they got started now. Nearly. We're going home, weren't they? John, thank you. Damis Diao. And I will see you all. I'm going to have a word with Shaylee. We'll figure out what's going on in the week. And I'll let you know what's happening with the watch-alongs. But I'll be here tomorrow for one or other. What's happening tomorrow, by the way? I've got no idea in this World Cup anymore. I don't know which game we'll end up doing tomorrow, but we'll do a game at some point, I promise you. Thank you, everybody, for watching. It was Spain 1, Germany 1. Over and out.